Hey everybody out there, this is of course JD here, and this is me coming at you with the TFC Jujitsu weapons class for Thanksgiving Day break. So you have angle one, you have angle one, you have angle two, you have angle three, you have angle four, you have angle five, you have angle six, you have angle seven, and then remember, top down. And please stop at the belly button. You don't want this to hit all the way to the ground. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, thrust for 5, thrust for 6, thrust for 7, top of the head for 8. Training dummy, my colleague, training dummy that I got from Ron Balicki Martial Arts Research Systems to kind of help with this. Essentially, this is like a mukjong or a Wing Chun dummy, but for Filipino weapons people. So I put it in this structure right here. This is going to simulate the coming straight down like the roof attack. Okay, I'm moving back a little bit. This is simulating the roof attack, but if I bring it on this angle, it could also be the angle 1, and if I bring it on this angle, it could be the angle 2. So we're going to kind of knock out 3 birds with 1 stone. And so what I'm going to start with is the defenses we've been working on: the inside sweep, the outside deflect, the shield, and the roof defenses. That's the first thing I want to talk to you guys and I want to work with you guys on. So we're going to assume the attack is coming in on this angle. It's coming in on angle 1. Remember when we did the inside sweep, I was talking about stirring the pot, the churning of the cauldron for like the witch's brew. So when I do this, I come across and I monitor. Do not go in front of your weapon. You're going to hit yourself. So I come across and I monitor behind. Come across, monitor behind. Also, keep in mind, have your arm pretty straight. I noticed a lot of people in class, their arms are pretty close quarter. You want to not let that get close to you because there's a certain amount of flex in the weapon as they hit you. So inside sweep, monitor over the top. One more time. Inside sweep, monitor over the top. The outside deflect is the same concept. I just churn it the other way. So as I go the other way, now I monitor over here. So it goes the other way. Again, more of a straight arm, and I monitor here. Inside sweep, outside deflect. Inside sweep, outside deflect. Outside deflect, outside deflect. Switching over to the training dummy now. So as the hit comes in, there's the inside sweep. I go here to here. I monitor. Doesn't have a hand, so we're going to simulate kind of like this is close quarter to the hand. But here to monitor the hand. Do not try to block first and then block with your stick. Remember, they're swinging a stick at you, so your stick has to block their stick. 1, 2. 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. Now, we switch it over to the other side, the angle 2. So when it comes at me on an angle 2, I outside deflect and monitor. Outside deflect, monitor. So at this point, if I hit it hard enough, it should bounce back and forth. If you have a brother, sister, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, cousin, somebody, if they just kind of feed you a nice lazy angle 1 and a nice lazy angle 2, you can practice this at home. You can also simulate. I didn't have a training dummy when I was training in Japan, so I just do it in front of my TV. But so as I go here now, see it brings it around, I can outside deflect. Inside sweep, outside deflect. 1, 2, 1, 2. And he's going to slide away from me. But you get the idea. Switching over now to roof and shield. So when it comes to the roof defense, I can roof defense in angle 1, I can roof defense in angle 8, and I can roof defense in angle 2. But when it comes to the shield, I can only realistically shield an angle 2 or an angle 8. I cannot really shield an angle 1. If the attack is coming in on this line, there's really no way for me to get this rotation all the way over here. When it's coming straight down, if I move off the line, sure, I can get to this position. But it's coming down that makes that possible. And I have to, if the attack is coming down here, I have to move off the line for that shield to work. I cannot stay here and then just try to get a shield in there. It's not going to happen. I got to get out of the way. What's going to happen is we're going to go into the roof first, and then we'll do the shield second. So if we're talking an angle 1, it's just going to be here. Again, it's going there, and then this other hand is going to monitor their hand. And when I roof defense, I don't want your hand right above your head. Remember, that's where they're aiming. I want your hand off the line. So the stick is doing the work. And to break it really down, we talk about stick up defense and we talk about stick down defense. The inside sweep and the outside deflect, the stick is pointed up. So I have the stick up defense. When it comes to the roof and the shield, I am in stick down. The stick is pointing down. The stick is pointing down. So you could say stick down for angles 1 and 2 and then stick up for angles 1 and 2. But people get confused on that, so that's why we say inside sweep and outside deflect and roof and shield. Kind of gives it an actual name versus just a kind of generalized idea. So again, when I do my roof defense, I am blocking with the tip of the stick pointed down, and I get off of the line of attack, and then I monitor the hand. All of these things happen almost instantaneously. When you shoot this in, it could be towards the eyes for actual combat, or you can just monitor the hand right away because that's how we get into the disarms that we did this week. You guys remember that, right? They feed me angle 1, I inside sweep, there's the leg hit, there's the arm hit, there's the lock, and now there's the disarm, okay? Just like we did in class. Same idea when it comes to roof. So when I roof, and this is an angle 1, I get off the line, okay? If it's straight down, same exact idea. I get off the line. I'm just making sure I'm not where that attack was coming at. Here. So that's the roof. Now we talk about the shield. So the attack is coming in on the angle 2 line, and what I do is I shield. And again, I monitor. Attack is coming in here. Shield here. Now the biggest thing I notice in shield, everybody's opening their hand all the way. Don't. Try to keep your pinky at least hooked a little bit, okay? I don't want you to open your hand too much because if they hit you hard enough, it's going to flip out. So at least if my pinky has a little baby hook, there's a little bit more tension so then that defense can work, okay? Again, this is training. This isn't really self-defense. I like the stick ups more than I like the stick downs for actual sparring. I also find them a little bit easier and quicker, and there's a little bit more structure there versus there. So if I had to, there. However, there's sometimes when I can't make that motion happen, which is why we have an option for the stick downs. Maybe they come at you really fast and you're just like, whoa, I couldn't make that motion, or maybe they were even blocking your stick, so your only recourse is to rotate your weapon around. So, there's your shield. Everybody see that? So the attack comes in, I go here, there's your shield. There's your roof, there's your shield. Roof, shield. That puts us into our disarms again. So when it came to the vine disarm, remember vine is with the stick. As I defend with this inside sweep, remember, hit the leg, hit the arm, lock it into that shoulder, and go. The problem is if it doesn't lock into the armpit, the stick tends to roll over the bicep, tricep area, and then ends up, you end up with that. So by locking in, it locks out, and now the disarm can happen. So it's no different when I'm here, 1, 2, 3, lock. I just get it right on the other side, and now there's torque, and see how it's moving the whole dummy. If I don't do that, you see it doesn't work. We didn't really get into vine and angle 2. We're going to do this a little bit next week, but I want to talk about it on the video just so you guys can have it. So here, outside deflect, ice cream scoop down and up. Okay, and again, I'm trying to get my hand close to their hand. And of course, their hand's going to change structure and it's going to do more of up and down. Can't stop that on the dummy right now, but you get the idea. And then from here, I grab this and then I'm going to peel it over my stick. And this will make way more sense in the class. But I'm here, I pulled at my shoulder for a millisecond. Now I call it ice cream scoop. I go down, and then as I come up, see now I have their stick locked. And again, what's going to happen is you're going to have one stick pointed up and one stick pointed down. So it'll look like this when we're all said and done. You're going to have one down and one up. And then all you got to do is peel that out. And that's how that whole thing's going to happen. Outside deflect, down, up. That's the ice cream scoop. That's going to be your vine disarm on angle 2. Okay? If they happen to do the roof block, so I'm here, what happens? Stop. What's going to happen is as I bring this around, I hit the knee, the belly, the elbow, whatever you want to hit, but I hit to make that same logic happen. So if you remember on this one, I hit the knee on this side and then I locked in. Well, because I'm here, I swing it through, hit the target, and then hit that arm and then disarm. And remember, you're hitting that little bone right there on the arm, so it's not an actual bink, but it's just as I get my stick there, it hits a little bit and it hurts. That's your roof, that's your vine disarm on the roof defense. One last thing, I want to go over the angles 1 through 8 one more time just to make sure you guys have that fresh for your video. You have angle 1, you have angle 2, you have angle 3, you have angle 4, you have angle 5, you have angle 6, you have angle 7, and then remember, top down. And please stop at the belly button. You don't want this to hit all the way to the ground. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, thrust for 5, thrust for 6, thrust for 7, top of the head for 8. Awesome. Well, there's your online training. Remember, so you have to answer this question. I'm going to give you 3 because I don't want everybody to answer the same one. So try not to all answer the same question. What is the name of this weapon called? I know it's an eskrima stick or a kali stick, but I also said the name of it. Remember, use Beauty and the Beast as your example or as your memory tool. That's the first thing. What's the name of the stick? Second question. So we went over the angles of attack. We also talked about the defenses. You have the churning. Okay, we have where we go over the top. What is this defense called versus what is this defense called? Because they have different names. Okay, if you don't remember, go back to the video, watch the video, and then tell me the answer. Awesome. Well, you guys stay safe, keep training. I'll see you guys next week. Happy Thanksgiving, and see you guys later. So I was here, I monitored. Remember, at this point, you turn it so it's stick down, and then that's where the disarm happens. Okay? So I go here, boom, boom. Remember, make their stick from whatever time you'd call this. If it's me looking at the clock, it's probably around 10 o'clock. If it's that person looking at me, it's probably about 2 o'clock. From there, I rotate it so it's at 6 o'clock. Now, I eject with the puño of the stick right here. The little hook that I have right there is going to be what does the disarm. So again, inside sweep, monitor, rotate it upside down, eject. Angle 2 is even easier and is even better. So at this point, when I hit here, I'm already here. I just got to lock in on their hand. And as I flip my stick around, there's the disarm. And remember, you're going to have a slight push and a pull. It's going to kind of do that, and it's going to eject the stick. So their attack comes in. I hit here. I grip their hand, flip my weapon over, maybe even get a freebie shot to the head. Not in class, but if this was a real fight, if I ever had to do this, and like, again, it's 1 in a billion that this stick versus stick fight happens, but that's the idea. And there's the disarm. If it's on this side, I invert it to 12 o'clock. If it's on this side and I'm already in the shield, which is, again, an advantage of the shield disarm, I've already got that disarm. When it comes to the outside deflect for angle 2, that's not the best move to do this disarm, okay? Because it's going to force me to stop here. I have to bring my stick past center line and then do the disarm. And that's a lot of steps, and it's a lot of time that things can go wrong. So if I'm going to disarm with the quick release on this, I'm always going to try to do a shield because it's so fast. Okay. Whereas this one, I could do this. And if I happen to roof, again, it's not the ideal. I have to come through here. I have to make a switch, and then I have to disarm. A lot of little things can go wrong in that. So that's why you have different options. So this one, stick up. This one, stick down for the outside deflect. Okay, now let's look at the roof. That's the last one I want to talk about for today. So I'm here, I get my roof defense. What's going to happen is you're going to force this to go here, and then over the top, I grip the wrist and then eject. And so when they hit me straight down, I did my roof, and now I kind of what we call roll the stick. Redondo is the word for roll. I'm going to roll the stick, and my hand's going to come over my hand, lock them out, and then eject the weapon. One more time. Here, I capture, or sorry, I block. At this point, I'm going to move my hand out of the way. I let the puño of the stick capture it. Probably going to be a headshot realistically right there. Come over the top, grab them, put them at 6 o'clock again, and eject the weapon. Awesome. So there you guys have it. I'm going to slide this out of the way. Okay, there you guys have all that.